Alright, what's up? Going to be talking about an alternate method to beat JR Nightmare today. This is going to be utilizing Mr. Flamey as well as double buffs, and then, whatever units you have in the current stage of the game you are. So the main strategy behind the setup is going to be getting Mr. Flamey leveling up to, I'd say, that 450 to 500 range, depending on your other units, and depending on stuff like damage buffs you have in the shop, yada yada, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, this is what your strategy mainly revolves around. As always, put your stuns in the mid row. I'm just using common stunners here, like the stunning archangels as well as Teddy. In the back row, I got Deathbite here, just to, maybe serve as a way to cut down enemy HP if they do get to this spot. I have a Slime King here, have a Sparky here. Slime King and basically any of these guys in the mid to last row don't really need to be leveled at all. Your main damage is just going to be Mr. Flaming anyways. Of course, you can also use better backline options such as Felina or such as Archimedes. I have Felina at a very high level, and I have Archimedes evolved, so that wouldn't be really good for showing the setup off, as they would just one-shot everything themselves. But yeah, you pretty much just want to get Mr. Flamey with a simple Volcano Goddess farming setup for beginners. I'll link a video talking about that down below. Upgrade him a little bit with your power stones, and then use conventional setup strategies to be able to beat JR Nightmare. I personally wouldn't really recommend using this sort of strategy, as I feel when you do get Mr. Flamey evolved and you do invest that time into getting resource for him, this is going to be the only purpose that he will serve. Whereas if you upgrade something like a Felina or upgrade something like a damage mythic, they'll have other purposes as well, such as being used in farming setups or being able to be used in elemental challenges, in which they are better at anyways, right? Mr. Flamey is not going to be used in those that much, except for maybe KPR, budget KPR setups, or as like an 8th or a 9th unit in KPR, in which case that's not really an ideal situation either. So I guess this is a decent fallback option. Probably will take around like 5 to 7 hours, or maybe a day of Volcano Goddess farming with that sort of budget setup to be able to get Mr. Flamey. And then it'll probably take more time getting the stones to farm Evil Summoner, more time to be able to get him to level 400. So I think even though Mr. Flamey is a cheap unit, he's an alternative to the Felina or Mythic options, I still wouldn't really recommend him. I didn't really use him myself, but it is an option that's out there, and if you do want to play the game that way, it's up to you. Probably a little bit more fun than farming gold for many, 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 many hours. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Just try and construct this sort of Flamey front line, get your stuns in the middle, get your full map abilities in the back, all the setup stuff I have talked about in previous videos. If this helped, like, subscribe, and yeah, see ya.